Today I'll be sharing with you 3 tips for having a home that smells nice. As I'm transitioning into the fall, I'm finding myself wanting to clean more and freshen up our home for the season. I've bought some cozy candles that I shared last week in the fall decorating video, and I also made myself some stovetop potpourri this week for the first time. But before I share about that, remember that a truly nice smelling home means that your home is clean and that you're not masking any funk. Which takes me to the first tip, which I think is the most important one, which is to instill habits that help prevent bad smell. Taking your trash out regularly is an obvious one, but I still wanted to include it because there have definitely been nights in the past when I'd feel lazy to take out the compost and I'll wake up the next morning to a funky smell. I realized that the bags we were using might have been a little too big because by the time those filled up, we had a lot of compost in them. I started reusing these smaller bags that we get at the grocery store, and that helps us throw it out more often. And we also keep an extra bag beneath the compost bag just in case any leaks happen. Another habit is one I learned from observing my grandma cook mackerel when I was younger. In addition to opening the windows for ventilation and turning on the fan, she'd also turn on a candle when frying fish. Some of my favorite foods can be the stinkiest, and your sofa, clothes, and other fabric will absorb that all up. So now, when I cook anything with lots of smoke, like fish, stews, Korean barbecue, or hot pot, I will close all of the bedroom doors and do exactly what my grandma did. The perfect place for stink is your kitchen sink drain. Aside from cleaning the sink regularly after doing dishes, a trick I like to do once in a while after cleaning the sink with hot water and scrubbing it all down is to sprinkle baking soda down the drain. Pour about a cup of distilled white vinegar and boiling hot water. When you're pouring the water, you can also run the disposal for a few seconds, and this will just clean and deodorize the garbage disposal and all of the gunk that's in there. You can also cut up some citrus peels like lemon or orange peels and toss them down the disposal while it's on for a fresh scent afterwards. The last habit is to deal with humidity and moisture that can encourage mold or mildew and trap bad smell. If a room is over a humidity level of 60, which happened to be the case for our bedroom, and we did not realize that for the longest time, we just kept wondering why it felt so musty in our room, you may want to get a dehumidifier. We also like to use these activated charcoal bags that I got at Daiso for our dresser. We just have a bag in each drawer, and I also like to have a damper right by the washing machine. Just trying to be very preventative because we've also had a leak in our washing machine area that caused mold in our hardwood floors. And so you can have bags like this in the areas of your home that tend to be more humid and damp. You also want to ensure that you're regularly replacing and washing, thoroughly drying micro sources of moisture like kitchen sponges and towels. Before we move on to the second tip, the key to preventing bad smell really is keeping your home clean. And I'm so happy to be partnering with HausReady for this video. They are a woman and minority-owned housekeeping business located in San Francisco, California. They offer affordable cleaning and packing services, and I love how they tailor to your needs. I received the 4-hour deep cleaning service, and I was able to let them know which areas I wanted the most attention. We prioritized the kitchen and living room because it's the high traffic area, and they even have an option for a fridge cleaning, which I got. And since my roommates were moving out, I also requested to get their room and bathroom clean, and our home was so clean and fresh afterwards. The windows and countertops were literally sparkling and so shiny. HausReady uses eco-friendly products and are CDC compliant due to COVID-19. If you are in the Bay Area and are looking for a cleaning service, I highly recommend them. I'll be sure to add links for you below. Moving on to our second tip, which is to deodorize areas where smell can be absorbed easily. The solution to everything seems to be baking soda, and it also is in this case. Baking soda is a natural deodorizer and it's great for freshening up your carpet or sofa. They've also got scented ones specific for carpet cleaning, including a special one for pet odor. I ran into this one at the Dollar Tree that contains OxyClean and decided to give it a try. Since the scent seemed pretty strong, I sprinkled a 1-to-1 ratio of it with regular baking soda all over the rug and sofa seating cushions. And while I was doing that, I also used this strainer to help sift it, though I don't know if it really did anything. Then I let that sit for about half an hour, and while that was sitting, I went ahead and replaced the baking soda in this little penguin holder that's used for the refrigerator. I featured this little thing, I think it was in our fridge cleaning video, and the fridge can be a stink zone, especially if you have things like pickled radish or kimchi, and I love how cute this little holder is. Apparently, coffee grinds also work as a fridge deodorizer, and I'm really curious to try that out one day. It's been 30 minutes now and I'm just vacuuming it all up. I'm really pleased about the outcome. Our carpet and sofa is smelling super clean and fresh, and I'm so glad that I did that 1-to-1 ratio because I think it would have definitely been too strong if I used purely that scented baking soda. Another natural deodorizer is the sun. Sunlight kills mildew, mold, and scents, whether good or bad, so it'll neutralize the scent. And I've been wanting to take out our poof out in the sun because it's difficult to wash, but we only get direct sunlight like right against the railing on our balcony. Luckily, our friends just moved into a unit below us and are gonna let me use their balcony, which gets more sun than ours. So I'm just waiting for the day the sun's out for me to finally get my poof out there and let it sunbathe. The last tip isn't really a tip, but just some ideas for adding pleasant scents to your home. Candles are an obvious one. I got a few for the fall that I'm burning through more quickly than I should. I've shared a couple in my last fall decorating video, like this golden spice one and this Earl Grey bitters one from Apotheke. If you're not into candles though, for whatever reason, maybe you're sensitive to them or you don't want open flames, maybe you have pets or children, you could also try an essential oil diffuser or a glass one. After cleaning, I also like to use a room freshener spray. I like to use this one because it's non-aerosol, it's also made of essential oils, and is cruelty-free. Another alternative that is natural and simple is a stovetop potpourri. I've been wanting to try this for the longest time, especially during the fall or winter, ever since I learned about it from Rachel Talbot's channel. You basically simmer a few ingredients in a pot and it will make your home smell incredible for a few hours. So here I'm slicing oranges and apples to dry them. We've got this giant dehydrator that Jason received as a Christmas gift, and though we don't use it as often as we thought we would, it comes handy sometimes. I let the fruits dehydrate for about 9 hours. I know it's a long time. The next day, I mixed them in with some cinnamon sticks and whole cloves to create the potpourri. I made an extra one in this jar for our neighbor who always brings us like the best home-baked goods. So I added the mix to a small pot and sprinkled some ground cinnamon in there as well. Then I let that simmer, and the ground cinnamon was probably not necessary because our home started smelling too strong that I had to turn on the fan. I think it's gonna take me a few tries to get it just right, but I love this technique. I think it's a great natural way to cozy up your home, and you could also start a potpourri simmering before guests arrive if you're hosting a dinner. So yeah, it's basically a potpourri in a pot, which is like why it's called a potpourri. Those are all that I have for you today. I wanted to make a video about this topic after getting so much engagement on my IG post where I shared some of these tips, and I think everybody just wants their home to smell nice and clean. I mean, who doesn't? Do you have any additional tips for keeping your home smelling clean and nice? I would love to learn new tips. Please let me know below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It lets the YouTube algorithm know and helps my video show up to more people. If you'd like to see more home decor and lifestyle content like this one, make sure to subscribe. And when you do, hit that little notification bell next to it so that you're notified when I upload every week. I'm active on Instagram and like to share more of my day-to-day and behind the scenes of projects, so if you'd like, you can follow me on there as well. I love connecting with you guys, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one.